Good evening. Welcome to Rose Hippy Guy's Lounge Kitchen. Do you know, this one thing that would just make this perfect is some nice kind of chilled out music in the background. But having said that, it wouldn't be this channel. And then there's all the copyright shit. I thought that'd be a nice thing because we'll probably cover a few dark things. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. But then try and ease it back up to being positive again. And I think looking at stuff, I've had a few. I was pointing over there. Well, not many. I managed to make a bottle of vodka after one more last 2 weekends. You know, I was smashing through a 70cl bottle, sometimes a litre bottle a night. Not every night. But yeah, it was a problem. Oh, I wish this would focus in. So yeah, sorry about the focus, guys. There we go, look, there we go. Yeah, so these are 2 candles that I made, not 4 candles. And this was like a tea light holder. It was, at the time, it was the, if you look at it there, we'll talk about some more interesting stuff in a minute, just bear with me. That line there. So there was, me and my dad only had one photo, one relatively recent photo, and I was about 2.5 stone heavier then. So I was a bit overweight, and he ended up taking it, you know, the kind of like the power of these lasers to a certain point. They're programmed to copy a photo and then laser it halfway through glass. You know, it's quite an impressive bit of technology, that, really, when you think about it. Lasers, they're very they're very in at the moment. Oh man, I so wish that we could live stream, you know. Can you imagine that? Everyone getting on and having a chat and chatting amongst yourselves. I love to see that in the comments. I love it, you know. And you can see the humanity in there. You know, it's beautiful. That's how it should be. That's how it's going to be. But to get to that bit, it's going to be one hell of a fucking slog. You know, let's not sugarcoat shit. You know, it's going to be rough, very rough. But you've been training all your life for this, all your life. All those mad, crazy trials and tribulations that you've experienced, you know, it's built you up. The whole armour thing. I'm telling you, as long as you can get stronger without losing your sense of humility and compassion and empathy, if you manage to still hold on to those beautiful, beautiful human traits, then yeah. Oh, I don't know where I was going with that. And this isn't, you know, I just wish it had stopped blurring. So, yeah. There's been a big seed ship, Ukrainian grain ship has gone down. And even through all of this crazy mad shit between Ukraine and Russia, you know, which is all bollocks, we know, you know, it's a proxy war, or is it? And that's another conversation. Yeah. So this grain ship that's gone down, because with even with all this shit going on, it's still one of if not the breadbasket of the world, really. You know, in terms of what it produces. You know, Ukraine could sustain itself with grains and have a massive export industry, massive. So in that regard, we're very, very self-sufficient, and you know, lots of other assets. Oh, I've forgotten where I was going with that. Bear with, I'm having a swag. Back on it. So yeah, this grain ship going down, and Ukraine just being kind of taken over or blown up and possibly nuked. We don't know, you know. I hope I'm wrong about that. I really do. Yeah, it's going to hike up prices of. Eventually, it'll have an impact. You know, we're going to get higher and higher price hikes. You know, for food. Isn't it mad? Get this? Isn't it mad? Right. Do we've gone from in 40 years, right? Which is nothing. You know, time wise. We've gone from 40 years, 1984, feed the world, to starve the world. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make this shit up. It's mad. But it's all temporary. It's all temporary. We've just got to learn to ride some really, really big waves. You know, massive changes coming. And yeah, if we're all determined enough, there'll be all massive changes that will benefit us, which is how it should be. Try to get back to a healthy function in society again, no matter what it takes. A healthy society, you know, a wholesome one where people give a fuck about each other and help each other. Get back to that sort of society, no matter what it takes, because that's where we should be. That's the line down the middle of the yin yang. Just trying to live in harmony. And it's a big ask. You know, there are too many stupid boys with too many dangerous toys out there. And yeah, it irritates me. You know, because of the people that are pulling the strings right at the top of the pyramid. You know, I reckon you could put them all in the ring with me, attacking me all at once, and I'll wipe all the fucking lot of them out. That's how pathetic these people are. They've not been toughened by life. You know, they've never learned to fight. They're pathetic little people with a lot of money and a lot of power. But yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, I heard an analogy the other night of And I'd heard it a few times actually. In The Wizard of Oz, and they pull back the curtain, and there's just this wizened old guy in there, you know, nothing, just pulling levers. That was it. Well, that's them, you know. We just got to try and break down that curtain, which is happening. It's happening on a, you know, there are people in our little tribe from all over the world, Our tiny little channel, you know, which is amazing. Oh, again, it's gone. It does my head in. It does my head in. I do think that because I've lost my chain of thought on that. You know, these vodkas that when you start drinking less, your tolerance level obviously comes down as well, you know. So when you're not drinking all week, and then you have a few drinks in relative moderation, just at the weekends, you get more bang for your buck. You do. I've turned into a cheap date. Oh my God. But yeah, you know, this whole crazy batshit bonkers event that we're experiencing right now, we can get past it. We can if you're determined enough. It's going to take a lot of courage and stubbornness, you know, but it can be turned around. Like I said, we've got people in our little tribe that have been awake and aware for 30, 40 years. And then you've got people that are waking up right now, literally, you know. So those who were awake and aware 30, 40 years ago have built up such a tolerance and a resilience that they'll deal with this shit way better than a lot of other people, you know, because they're mentally prepared for it. So to the people that are literally just waking up now at this very moment, which is happening, it is, that's a whole lot of information to download all at once, you know. It's impactful. When people start to realise, and they will, what it is that's actually going on around them, when they snap out of their brainwashed sleep state and actually fully realise what's going on, it'll be too much for most people. I'm telling you. This is why we, people like us, have got to keep cool heads, because when people start to lose their shit a little bit, if it comes to that, you know, cool heads, it's contagious. It is. We've got to keep our shit together. And we can, and we will. Because we're resilient. Because we're preppers, you know. We were born for this. We were. And we will prevail. We will. But it's going to be one hell of a battle, you know. I don't, like I said, I don't, there are too many people, there are a lot of people out there that are after hopium, and Hope is obviously a good thing, you know. But you've got to be real. You've got to be realistic about stuff. Facing the dark side of stuff as well as the light side, and then balancing it out and making decisions. And but I do think we're resilient enough to get through to the other side of this, and hopefully a better world. You see, one of the problems that we've still got, even amongst what we would call the awake community, is that everyone's still looking at our current political system as a way of leadership, and they're so focused on that. Like, statistically, some of you guys are going to be stern reform supporters, which is a fake party. It's a fake party, and that's not me. But on top of that, I do believe that they've got, you know, members that canvass that really do believe in the party, but they don't see the fakeness. So their intentions are good. It's the leadership and the party overall that is just, it's fake. It's fake. It's a distraction. So trying to burst your Reform UK party bubble, we need to change our mindset. You know, it's all about mindset. That's what will get you through. And you've got to, if you've managed to get this far in life, and you're awake, and you're aware of your consciousness, you know, then you'll be okay. But yeah, it's a mad world. It is. But yeah, we've got to hold it together. We've got to hold it together, and eventually be the glue for future, you know, societies. There's been a lot of damage done, you know. It's going to take some fixing. A lot of damage done. But, you know, silver linings. All of the infrastructure is still in place. And then there would be some of you that would be thinking, yeah, until Russia nukes us. But then I'm torn. I'm torn there as well, because I suppose there's two main ways of looking at this, and that is that is there a genuine kind of East versus West new Cold War, you know, China Russia versus the West, or are they all in cahoots because they've all got connections, you know, in some way to the World Economic Forum, which seems to be the core of the problem, that the cancer, if you like. And maybe just going to war is just a way of just forcing loads and loads of countries to forcibly recruit soldiers to cover up the fact that it would just be the people just getting, just cannon fodder, just an extra step towards depopulation. Yeah, every country conscripting people of a certain age to go to war. Can you imagine that? People are, because people are skint, people are struggling. There's not much support out there. Everything's in tatters, and it's making for angry people. And all of these angry people are going to aim their anger at exactly where it should be aimed at. Anyway. Oh, so determined to leave it on a positive. maybe just laughing. Just laughing then. That was it. Leaving it on a positive. Our goal, come hell or high water, not just for us but for our next generations, is to fight to be free. That's your main objective. Learn to lead yourself. Learn to lead yourself. That's proper freedom. It's a challenge. It's not easy. I'm still learning, but I know that it's definitely a good path to go down. Learn to lead yourself. Don't rely on any of these parties. At some point, a government that will work for us will be in. Yeah, it's going to be very different. Very different. Yeah. This is a massive event. But just learn to take time out now and then. Just have a break. Have a break. Honestly, I've had a few breaks and it's done me the world of good. And listening to music. Music is an unbelievable, powerful tool to get you lifted up. So just find your way of learning to relax now and then, and just try and switch off a little bit, which I know to most of us that's almost impossible. Our brains just don't shut the fuck up. And we've just got so much information in our heads. But just try. I think there are two versions. I want to just waffle on for another few minutes and then I'm going to get my head down. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'm pissed. I am. I'm pissed off an amount of alcohol that normally, a year and a half ago, it wouldn't have touched the sides. I would have, I'm certainly not much of a drinker anymore. Yeah, it's amazing how much healthier you feel, When you're drinking every night, you're just poisoning yourself every night. And yeah, it is a very, very easy, well within grasp tool to temporarily numb yourself. And it becomes a vicious circle, and you've got to break it. You've got to break that circle, honestly, because it'll catch up with you. It will. Anyway. I hope some of you kind of have looked into the whole water consciousness thing, just, you know, have a little bit of a dabble. Have a look. Just have a look. And it'd be an amazing thing if you can maintain a decent span of attention out of the little ones, you know, which is a challenge now, to get them to commit to that challenge, and they will see a visual representation of what love can do. You know, it's powerful. Anyway, so actually I think I've just managed to leave it on a positive. Yeah. Well pulled back, Terry. Oh, right. I've managed 26 minutes of, you know, I didn't know what to talk about. I really didn't. But I'd committed because in that last video, and then I thought, shit, you just put a little bit of pressure on yourself there, lad. So I hope this went all right. You know, I hope you know it was worth watching. You know, I can never see me through someone else's perspective, you know. But I am just me. I'm just me, you know. And I'm gonna bid you all good night. Just stay positive, you know. And yeah, much love to all of you. Ciao for now.